I'm Dr. Binu. In underground cable engineering, the second topic in the first unit is electric lighting. What is meant by electric light? The lighting which is provided by electricity. There are three main categories of electric lights: are incandescent lamps, normally which produce light by a filament heated white hot by electric current. The second category is gas discharge lamps, which produce light by means of an electric arc through a gas, such as fluorescent lamps. The third category is LED lamps, which produce light by a flow of electrons across. There are some requirements of illumination which varies from place to place, such as study rooms, drawing rooms, veranda, bedrooms, and toilets. Incandescent lamps, fluorescent lamps, and a compact fluorescent lamp, that is CFL, are well suited for domestic lighting. We have to remember that it is economical to have white walls as it increases the reflection rather than colored industrial lighting. Sufficient light in factories increases production and the quality of work and also reduces accidents. Investigations have been carried out in several industries in order to determine the influence of lighting on production. The results finally indicates that with an illumination of about 200 lux, the production is equal to that obtainable in good daylight. Advertisement lighting. This type of lighting is used to attract the public and increase sales. Dress materials, domestic appliances, signboards, automobiles, cosmetics, which etc. are comes under this type of category, in which the illuminations as well as the illuminated at road junctions, public places, etc. All the types of lamps with reflectors are used for advertisement lighting. The next category is street lighting. The purpose of street lighting is to promote safety as well as convenience to pedestrians, vehicles, police supervision, and other purposes. The level of illumination required for the streets normally vary depending upon a traffic road or other type of road. High illumination normally should be provided on traffic roads and shopping centers. The most important factors to be considered in street lighting are visibility, the case of erection and maintenance. Less maintenance will be given to color rental. This diagram shows the different lights of lighting schemes. The first diagram represents direct lighting. The second diagram represents indirect lighting. Third category semi-direct. Fourth category semi-indirect. As well as the last one is diffused type light. In direct lighting, 90 to 100 percentage of lighting is focused towards downwards. In general diffuse lighting, 40 to 60% is downward direction, 60 to 40% is in upward direction as indicated in the diagram. The third category, indirect lighting, the 90 to 100% is towards upward direction. The semi-direct lighting, 60 to 90 percentage towards downwards, 40 to 10 percentage towards upwards. Direct as well as indirect lighting, it is a special set of general diffusion. A semi-indirect lighting, here 10 to 40 percentage towards down lighting, 90 to 60 percentage towards up lighting. What is meant by direct? In this method of lighting, about 90 to 100 percentage of the light from the source is directed towards the working plane or object or surface to be illuminated. The remaining 10 percentage of the total flux goes to other direction or upper hemisphere. The light may be directed on the working plane by the use of suitable reflectors or bracket lamps or by additional pendant fittings which is indicated in the diagram. Some of the examples of direct lighting are sunlight, spotlights, and downlights. In direct lighting, the cutoff angle is 30 degrees below the horizontal line. The heat of the lamp from the working plane should be two-thirds of the lamp spacing, and the lamps are to be mounted at considerable heights from working plane with the cutoff angle of 30 degrees. A trough reflector may be with a material of steel stove enameled or anodic aluminum or vitreous enameled are normally used. The direct lighting produces hot shades. Uh, this is the additional diagram which also indicates the amount of lighting normally available in various types of lighting system. Advantages of direct lighting. Mounting of lamp is easy. The light emanating from the lamp is fully utilized on working plane. The objects are clearly visible. Domestic and industrialists normally prefer this type of lighting. It is cheap. Extra fittings are not required. Some of the applications of domestic lighting are, which is normally used in houses, offices, as well as industrial. Second category is indirect lighting. In indirect lighting, the lighting technique where light is not directly thrown to the surface but rather reflected off another surface like a wall or ceiling before illuminating the space. This creates a softer, a more diffused light, minimizing harsh shadows and reducing glare according to ERCO light. The differences between direct lighting and indirect lighting is represented in this diagram. This is also another example how it works. In indirect lighting, it involves a light source which directs its light towards a reflective surface. The reflected light then scatters and illuminates the room. The diagrams represent indirect LED ceiling light. The second diagram represents indirect pendant light. Third one represents indirect wall lighting. Mm, In this slide, the first diagram represents floor lamps with indirect light. Second diagram, indirect table lamps. Third diagram represents head mirror lamps. In this slide, first diagram represents LED stripes. Second one, decorative lights. Third one, indirect outdoor lighting. What are the key features of indirect lighting? Softer light, reduced glare, even illuminations. Some of the examples of indirect lighting are of lighting, lighting. Benefits of indirect lighting are enhanced ambience, used lights, but versatile design. Applications of indirect lighting are indirect lighting is of the rooms, offices, and workplace create a welcoming and comfortable environment. It is commonly used in retail and commercial spaces to highlight features and create a pleasant atmosphere. There are a lot of differences between direct lighting and indirect lighting. We can differentiate with different features. The features are light direction, shadows, illumination, brightness, as well as examples. The best usage, impact on eye strain. Third category is semi-direct lighting. Semi-direct lighting is a lighting scheme where the majority of the light is directed downwards, normally in the percentage of 60 to 90%, which illuminating the primary work area, while the remaining portion, that is 10 to 40%, is reflected upwards. mostly like the ceiling. This create a balance between focused task lighting and ambience as well. Some of the key characteristics of this type of lighting is downward focus, upward reflection, semi-direct reflectors, diffusing. Some benefits of semi-direct lighting are good for this lighting system is good for high ceilings, which provides a balanced illumination. The glare is reduced in this type of lighting, which is normally suitable for commercial application. We can contrast this type of lighting with the direct as well as indirect. In the semi-direct lighting offers a moderate from creating light and in semi, next one semi-indirect lighting. It is a lighting scheme that balances direct and indirect illumination, which creating a softer and more diffused light than direct lighting, while offering more direct illumination than indirect light. In this type of lighting scheme, a significant portion of the light, normally from 60 to 90 percent, is directed upwards towards the ceiling for diffuse reflection. The remaining light, that is 10 to 40 percent, is directed downwards, reaching a working plane directly. This combination results in a blend of direct and indirect illumination, while the ceiling acts as a second light source, diffusing the light and glare. The key characteristics of indirect lighting are which reduces the glare, which provides softer illumination, visibility, which is normally suitable for decoration and applications. So normally it is for spaces, stations, retail stores, and display areas, hallways, and gardens. Examples of semi-direct light, semi-flush mount lights, hallways, and stairwells can provide a blend of diffuse light. And then next category is diffused lighting. Diffused lighting refers to soft, even, and flattering light, which minimizes harsh shadows and glare. It is commonly achieved by scattering or filtering direct light rays through a translucent material or by bouncing light off a matte surface. The key characteristics as well as benefits of diffused lighting are which softens shadows and highlights, which reduces the glare, which provides uniform illumination. It enhances the aesthetic features, then towards and normally which is used in photography, architecture design, residential and commercial settings. And some of the example, this diagram represents the actual differences between the reflected, diffused as well as natural.